must be really satisfying for the character of the team to come back to get the result.
Yes, I think the way we started the game, pleased with that. First 15-20 minutes or so, good dominance, good control. Then we start to make a few mistakes here and there. They get into the game. They get a penalty from a situation that should never result in a penalty, and suddenly they get on the front foot. We start to stress a little bit, and we don't find the level we want in possession for a big part of the game, especially first half. So we had to turn up the decibel a little bit at halftime to make sure everyone understood what was needed to turn the game around, and I think everyone really did their best to try and do that. It wasn't flawless in the second half by far. They had their moments as well where they could have decided the game to their advantage. They weren't able to take it due to also very good goalkeeping today from Callum Ward at times. And then we did just enough at the end and produced just enough quality after some really tight calls that didn't go our way, and when we just stepped up and delivered even more. And big credit to everyone for keep grinding out some desperation to win, because we really needed that desperation today.
You said you did just enough. It was alleged just. You obviously
Just in time.
yeah. So what can you say? Obviously had the disappointment ends with the goal being disallowed, but his composure, his finish for the winners.
No, I'm happy on his behalf that it's actually the second goal that was deciding and counted, because that's a lot more beautiful to look back at that goal than the first one. Even though I think the whole way we set up that crossing situation is nice. But you have to deal with whatever comes your way. Last time I think last week we had a good practice on how to deal with disappointment and things we can't control. And I think we learned from that in terms of having to accept immediately that there are things we can't control, and then you just have to deal with it and move on and get ready for the next situation, which enough players did today, because we need everyone to keep believing in it, and we made it at the end.
Was it mentioned half time and turn up the decibel level? Did that feel like a big moment, given the fact that this start the season, a lot of credit, but maybe not the points you think you probably should have? Did that just feel like a big moment, even this early in the season? You had to turn things around.
No, I think it was a big moment. My assistant manager was. I thought I had turned the decibel up enough, and then he felt the need even more, which is probably a moment. I just praised him for that, because I think it just gave the last bit of the players the understanding that it's now. It could be one of these days where we actually creates a really big moment for us. It feels that with the result, I think, as I said, second half wasn't perfect. They also had their moments, so we need a little bit of luck and some quality from Callum Ward. But I think we showed that determination, and it can be obviously going into this week extremely important to get that boost of energy that gives us, because it's going to be a really busy week for us.
You talk about kind of grinding it out and showing that kind of attitude. How pleasing is it that the boys have kind of got that in the locker as well to kind of roll up the sleeves?
We are. It's a very good question. Now, as I said to a BBC reporter before the game, that we are trying to build a new identity and a new approach on top of 140 years of football culture at Motherwell FC. And it's not something you just change around and then and become as fluent as we have looked at times, and as brave and as dynamic, while you keep that physical, aggressive, how you defend the box, how you just defend as a team in general, and that presence and that quality in the team. It's so difficult to create composure and relaxed players and brave players while you have that alertness, desperation just tackle and clear the ball or be in the right situations defensively all the time, while you're thinking so much. You have such an attacking mindset, and it's something that's going to take time for us to make sure that it balances out, and that it makes a difference for us when the games are decided. That we hit that right, the balance right, and that we lift both things, and it's not we're losing. Whatever it also needs, the ugly side of winning by focusing too much in what makes us look good. So it's an ongoing thing, and I think today was a good example of how to approach the game when it became a little bit difficult for us, even though we lost control of the dominance at certain times. We didn't. The game didn't slip totally, between our fingers like it did the last week.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you.